What is going on, everybody? Hello and welcome to T-Box Talk episode 8. My name is Andrew, and as always, I'm joined today by Josh and Will. Today's episode, do some weekend roundup, some golf news, tales from the golf course, behind the scenes at OMADA Golf. We got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted right now because this idiot to the left of me.
Got Johnny neck brace over here.
He's injured. Josh, what happened?
We were filming a video on fucking Friday, I think. No, Thursday, Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah, and we were doing a long drive thing, and I stepped up. I thought I warmed up, and guess what? I fucking pinched a nerve in my neck, and then it transformed itself. It morphed itself into a much deeper and worse injury, and I've now been bedridden for the last, 3 days trying to heal. So fuck you guys and fuck, the long drive.
I can't even look at you right now.
Yeah. This is fucked up, man.
I mean, you have no one else to blame but yourself, and you
fuck
know
you.
that because I saw you. I saw it before it happened. Nikki Shanks was hitting some good drives out there. Will's hitting some good drives, and Josh couldn't. He couldn't just settle. He had to make sure he tried to win, and just no warm-ups, nothing. Boom, there goes the neck. And it's just classic you.
Hey, if you ain't fucking first, you're last, motherfucker. Yeah.
If you're gonna be dumb, you got to be tough.
I wish I was tougher.
Freaking, I was messing around with him because there's been so many times in our childhood that we would be doing stupid things, and he would just take it to the next level and get injured. That simple. And whether it was us building a dirt bike track and he then would try to take off the jump as fast as he could, and the next thing you know, his entire ankle's torn to shreds. It's just what he does, and it's funny as hell to me.
It's kind of bullshit. I take the heat,
Your pain is my pleasure.
I mean, here's the thing: is when you live the personality of all in or all out, 110% of the time you're going after gold. This is what happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to be the guy to take the hits. You take the big risks, take the big hits, and then you get the big payout.
Josh McCarry.
Yeah, that's right.
Good quote. Yep.
All right, so it was Memorial Day weekend. Josh clearly was bedridden and injured. Anyone else do it? Will you do anything cool for Memorial Day weekend?
Well, today's Memorial Day. And,
it is.
No, big golf weekend for Will.
Yeah, how many holes did you play?
Played 9 Saturday, played 18 Friday. I went to the practice facility and practiced on Saturday, and then I played 18 on Sunday. So I'm feeling a little bit like Josh right now, except I'm just not wearing a neck brace.
Well, I didn't do anything this weekend, but what I will say is today's Memorial Day. Andrew and I can't speak for you because we haven't really had a chance to talk about this, but Andrew and I and my whole family were pretty upset. I mean, I wouldn't say we're obsessed, but we've watched a lot of content around, the different wars that have happened and sacrifices that have been made. Anybody listening to this or anybody that ever listens to this or sees this, to all our troops out there that are fighting for us and all the people that have made huge sacrifices for us to be able to do the things that we do, fuck yeah, let's go. You guys are the best. It's a high toll to keep things the way they are, keep things turning in a country like this. So it's fucking cool, man, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for your service to all the active duty members and anyone who served and any of your family who served. And
for those that are lost, it's their sacrifice. I mean, we started a startup company. We're 24 years old. There's a reason we have the freedom to do this, and it's for those who served before us.
Yeah.
And it's incredible.
And it goes all the way back to fucking World War II, man. Or obviously even before that, but World War I and all that. But when I'm a buff on World War II and everything they did and shit. So to me, it's you see that stuff in Band of Brothers, see it in the Pacific, and you visualize what they actually went through. It's fuck, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could have done that.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
It's simple. I couldn't.
You might not have had a choice, big boy.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Fucking bring you into the draft. You're not should I go? Should I not? It's
you got no choice.
No choice, especially because I do brag about my 20/20 vision. I'm right up there. I'm going.
Oh yeah, I have asthma and I have fucking bad vision. So
you might have been in the clear.
I can't even run. God, fuck everything else. I can't run.
That's what I think is how are all these people so fucking healthy?
I don't know.
We're 24. I'm swinging a golf club and I tear 3 vertebrae in my fucking neck, dude.
I'm going to have to get a total knee when I'm 35.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
That's something to look forward to, though.
count down the fucking days till I have a new knee.
Weekend for me was pretty low key. Day trip down to the Cape Cod. I love going to the Cape. Do you guys, Will, you ever been to the Cape?
Yeah. I used to go to the Cape a lot when I was growing up, specifically Hyannis. My mom and my aunt used to take my sister and I to this water park resort in Hyannis every year when I was growing up. More recently, especially during COVID, if you're from the New England area or Massachusetts or Rhode Island, you'll know that South Yarmouth in Mass, the Cape, they were putting on a lot of concerts at one of the drive-in movie theaters.
Really?
Yeah, so I saw a couple concerts there. I saw Pigeons playing ping pong. It's a crazy band name. And I also saw Goose there, and that was in 2020.
Pigeons playing ping pong?
Yeah, it's like jam band music. Yeah.
Interesting.
Goose was unreal. So any of our listeners also that like Goose, great music taste. But yeah, it was really cool. They converted the whole movie theater specifically for performances.
That's awesome.
So that was like a really good outlet because like basically you would rent out a whole square. Like it's honestly, I would prefer to keep going to concerts that way.
Oh, they did that. Bill Burr was doing that. I know a couple friends who went there. Bill Burr was doing a thing where he was doing a comedy special and you rented out a square and like you just chilled in the square. It was like COVID safe and it was fun.
Yeah, you get like you couldn't have more than 4 people, and they were being very strict about like you couldn't go into other people's square. So even if you had people like next to you that you knew, you couldn't go into their space.
Mm-hmm.
That was this?
Yeah, this was the Yarmouth. Yeah, it was like you buy one ticket. It was like, so Goose was like $200, but you split it 4 ways, so $50 each is actually a pretty good deal.
Oh.
And then you have like a 6x6, like almost like campsite basically, where you can park your car, set up a table, some chairs, and like.
So it's not about COVID or anything.
Well,
it was.
That's
That's kind
why
of how
did
it started. Yeah.
Oh.
They did it to put on live performances during COVID. I'm sure they're more like they just do whatever you want now. But anyways, I know me and Josh have our favorite place down the Cape, and that's the Beachcomber of Wellfleet. It's unbelievable. Josh literally dies for the Cajun shrimp.
Yeah, dude. Places like the beach. If you've ever been to any beachcomber, you know that it's on. Like, I think that's the definite. I could be wrong. Doesn't beachcomber mean like it's on the cliffs or something?
Yeah, I don't really. Because I know there's different beachcombers.
Right. There's more
like,
than
What's
one.
the one that's like? Is that Wellfleet? The one that's like on like
It's
basically
on a
like
cliff.
a big sand cliff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's the one I've been to.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, dude, that place. You know, they got reggae music. They got you're by the beach. There's cliffs. There's views. There's great white sharks. They actually have a sign on that. And then of course the food and the drinks, dude. They just did a fucking good job. Why people struggle to make beach food, I don't fucking get it. Like, those like having like really good quality like tropical drinks and having fucking good seafood and shit like that. It's a no brainer.
Yeah, it's really good. Other than that, for me, I mean, the Celtics. Well, this is a New England podcast. We're from Rhode Island. The Boston Celtics are going to the NBA championship. Game 7 was last night. Awesome. I was up all night watching all the interviews, watching everything. Like, I was so excited about it. It's Boston Celtics going to the national championship. Let's fucking go.
They had to give us a heart attack.
Oh my God.
Before we could actually see the timer go out, dude.
They blew an 11-point lead in a matter of like 45 seconds, and then like the Heat had a shot in the closing 15 seconds. Will, I'm sure you didn't watch the game.
I was asleep.
Yeah, so the Celtics were up. They're up by like 11. There's like a minute 30 left, and all of a sudden the Heat with 15 seconds were shooting a 3 to win the game. And I was like, what the like? It's literally you saw it happening, and you're like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah,
but
it was one of those things where you literally thought you were watching the game be lost.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. But
They won.
he misses the 3. Celtics get it. Game over. Going on to play Golden State. I'm really excited about this series. Just really excited about the Celtics. So that's fun. Going into some golf news here. So this podcast is going to come out Thursday morning. The day before, Wednesday, June 1st, is the match. It's what, like the 4th or 5th rendition of the match. It's Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers versus Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
Do you have to pay for this one?
No, it's on TNT, I believe.
All right.
Which is awesome. But again, I've said this before in a podcast. I wish something like this was on a like a pay-per-view so they could like swear and be more like themselves. But
Again, I don't think they have the balls to like do that with their own brands.
No, I don't think so.
I think
either.
that they're just like. That's actually, and that's Prez from Barstool. That's something he says all the time. He's one of the few people he goes out against Tiger Woods because one of the things he says and one of the things he lives by is being authentic. if you're gonna go out and do shit like the stuff that Tiger Woods and other athletes have done behind the scenes, you know what I mean? Like with all prostitutes and all the crazy drugs or whatever that people do, you know, it's like tough for you to go out and then like you can't swear on a, you know what I mean? Like when you're being filmed, like it creates this completely fake persona of people. And I think it puts them up on a pedestal. And honestly, like that's why with this event and the one I had with it when they did the match and they've done previous ones, that's not how those guys act.
Right.
They get out there and they fucking cuss. They bet big fucking money on bullshit, on fun ass bets, like like 10 grand says you're not going to make that putt kind of shit.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. But they'll never do it because the PGA Tour I think the PGA Tour is not going to allow them to be associated with something like that, which sucks, you know?
Which is why I want it on pay-per-view.
100%.
I would pay what was the first one? $20
I think, I think it was like $20 for the original Tiger versus Phil. I think it was like 20 or something.
Even their YouTube content, because they're doing so much right now with TaylorMade. You know, like Rory McIlroy, Tiger, they're all doing stuff with foreplay. It's like, dude, they're doing all that shit, and yet, like, when they release the match and shit, it's nothing like first off, even in the YouTube series, they're not swearing, they're not being authentic. They're doing these like stupid little challenge. I don't want to be mean, but they're doing like challenges where it's just not what they do in their real life. Like I'm not shitting on it, but what Barstool does every day, like it's authentic, it's real.
Yeah. That's what I like.
This is Wednesday?
Yeah, it's Wednesday, June 1st, from the Wynn in Las Vegas.
But do you know what time that is? I don't even know if I'm going to watch this, but
It's I think it's just going to be during the day. Unless they already filmed it. Is it live? No, it's going to be live.
Gotta be live,
It's going to
yeah.
be live. It's going to be live. But this it brings up an interesting thing. First of all, I'm going to root for Brady and Rodgers. I hate Rodgers. I fucking hate Rodgers.
you do.
I'm a massive Patriots fan. Tom Brady is one of my heroes. I hate when people compare him to Rodgers because he's way better than Rodgers. And so that's why I hate Rodgers. But Rodgers is really good at football, obviously. But I fucking hate Mahomes and Josh Allen. So fuck them. Even though they're also incredible, but it's the Patriots fan in me. Here's what's interesting about this. They're doing 12 holes only, and I love this.
What?
12-hole match. Is 18 holes too many holes for golf?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. I think they should do 16 holes should be golf.
Why don't they just do 9?
Because
Why
9's
12?
too short. 9's too short, and I guess 12's... I don't know. I think 12's perfect for this.
I don't know. I would rather see him just play 9 or play 18. I don't know. The 12 holes doesn't make any sense to me. It's like an extra
Why
45.
12?
It's like an extra
I don't
45
know.
minutes of golf. Why not just play, 5 more holes?
I think they're figuring an hour for every 3 holes. So if you do 12, that's 4-hour broadcast.
Okay, that's fair.
Because there's probably going to be going slow and, like, talking to each other and doing interviews and, like, little mini games. So, like, I'm sure that's why they're doing it
I don't think they're doing
way.
any of that. I'm not even kidding.
They
Like,
did it the last
well,
time.
mini games and all that. Like, I think they're just gonna play.
Well, they kind of did it last time with, like, Brady and DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka. And then who was the fourth?
What did they do for mini games?
But, like, I don't know if they did mini games. But they do, like, longest drive and, like, fairway
oh, that's
stuff.
what you mean by
Yeah,
mini games.
yeah,
Okay.
mini games.
I thought you meant like, yeah, never mind.
I don't know. I like this. I like the 12 holes.
I'm fuck, man. I want to be a supporter of this, but I'm really, I think this is, I'm gonna be a little negative Nancy. I don't think it's kind of a stupid thing. I just think they could be doing so much more. Like, first off, I think that cool. Like, Tom Brady, you play golf. I get that, but dude, like, he's a pretty even keel guy. He's never once come out and been like super, I don't want to say charismatic because I don't want to say I don't know who he is, but like he and all of them, quite frankly, they're just quarterbacks. Give me a fucking Jake Paul versus
Bert Kreischer.
Jake Paul versus fucking Dana White.
Golf
match.
Yeah.
match.
You know what I mean? Like, give me a Conor McGregor versus fucking Jake Paul in a golf match. Give me, characters like that. Make characters out of them. Like, that's what sells tickets.
Mike
man.
Tyson against Charles Barkley.
Yeah, like, dude, that would be. I would rather watch that than see a couple of fucking
I agree.
already have made it like
Dumb rich.
Like
I don't
like,
think you're being a negative Nancy either. I think it just comes down to content. Like
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to be that enjoyable to watch.
It's
I think
not. That's
it's
the
gonna be very
problem.
stale in my
It's
opinion.
so stale.
Yeah.
It was stale with Tiger Woods. It was stale with Phil Mickelson. Why is it going to be better with Tom Brady, who said like 6 words in his career to the press? Like,
Who are also pretty decent golfers too. Like
that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's actually such a good point. Wouldn't it be kind of fun to see somebody get up there and just like not be a pro golfer, but it be this super televised thing and like all about the back and forth? I'll give you an example. Like, I've been finding this guy's blown up. I think for a long time we've known this was going to happen. Shout out to Kev. He called this one, but Bobby
Shout out, Kev.
Bobby Berger. Is it Berger or Berger? Bobby
I don't
Berger.
probably Berger.
From
Yeah.
Brilliantly Dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His matches with Joey Coldcuts are fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
They keep bitching and bicker and moaning about the wrong order, the Caesar salads, the shit.
Eating
That's
soup
like,
in the golf cart.
yeah, like eating soup in the golf cart. Like Joey Coldcuts is, they're kind of hacking it up, but they're not bad. They kind of hackers a little bit. But man, are they funny and entertaining to watch. Give me some more of that. That's what golf needs.
I think
I
I think we said it when this first was announced. We on the podcast we said the best format for this would be comedians. Give me Bill
100%.
Burr out there, Sebastian.
Give me
Maniscalco.
Seth Rogen out there, who
Oh,
probably hasn't
so
played
funny,
a day of
dude.
golf
You know
in
what?
his life.
You know what? We're gonna do it. That's something we're gonna do. We're gonna do our own match. We're gonna film it, and we're gonna get personalities that are fucking hilarious together.
Let's get Alan Moreau from the stand-up comedy
Yeah.
from Boys and Girls Club. Let's get him out here.
He'd be good.
I think
funny.
he's played golf a few times before too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That the comedians playing would be so funny, dude. Because like,
I'd love to see Bobby Lee out there, dude.
Bobby Lee. But it's like look at what all the comedians are doing right now. They're all just going on their own podcasts and they're going on each other's podcasts and they're pretty much doing stand-up sets on each other's podcasts.
100%.
And it's just more exposure for them and it's just more content that people can watch. That's what people want. Like, I don't want to wait every 3 years for a new Bill Burr special
100%.
so I can watch Bill Burr. I want to listen to his podcast where he just rants and rambles and it's so fucking funny. Or when he goes on other people's podcasts and he's just so funny.
I mean, that's like, why do you play when you go out and you play golf, right? You're really focused on 2 things. Oh, well, maybe 3 things. First thing, relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
2, competitive, and 3, fucking laughs, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, just good
You know?
times.
Good times. Like,
You know what I would pay like $100 for to watch like on pay-per-view? And we've talked about these names in relation to golf on the podcast before. I would love to just see like Rex Simon and Larry David go out and play around together.
God.
that's a good one.
Not even a fucking match. Just have them go out and play golf together and film it. Like that would be gold.
Not even them trying to be funny. Just Larry David would just be funny. Like,
If I could see Larry David out, dude.
I would pay good money for that.
Right.
You know what's funny? Honestly, what's kind of crazy? I bet we could fucking hit up some actually like decent names in comedy and just like put together like a little like winning pot or like some incentive for them. I bet we could fucking get it done.
I would love that, dude.
Yo, there are some comedians in golf too, by the way. Jake from Around the World, Golf Around the World. You ever seen that?
Oh, is he the
No,
one
no.
who posts the crazy pictures on Instagram of like the crazy holes?
No, he hit a ball in every
Oh, in
Every
every
state-
state. Yeah,
every
yeah,
state.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
that,
I
yeah,
know this
okay.
kid, yeah.
Country Club Adjacent.
Yes, I
That's
know the
his-
account.
That's their
yeah.
channel. They go on to do interviews and stuff, but he's pretty funny. Like that kind of comedy. Like honestly, like I think good guys, great. I think what they're doing for golf is great. I love the youth. Give me more. Give the sport more.
Yeah.
All these new characters. Claire and Haley and all that. But my thing is like I want some funny ass, authentic bets on the golf course, losses, beers being slammed. Like it doesn't even have to be aggressive either. It's like, but drinking is a part of golf. Like
Oh, yeah.
most people fucking drink. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Why can't? Let me ask you this: Why? And I'm going on a rant right now. I'm sorry for taking up so much time, but why can't they fucking drink? Where like is Brady gonna go out there and fucking be slugging drinks for this?
That's all sponsorship stuff. Like I don't know how unless they got like sponsored by Truly, like they got the event sponsored.
Yeah.
And they could like.
But
do
Brady
that.
won't drink.
Well, I don't know if he drinks like his he drinks specific things because of his strict
That's
diet.
my point.
I mean,
So,
the
like,
man's never had a tomato, dude. Like,
He does never eat a tomato.
yeah,
I gotta be honest. I would. Okay. Would you
God, that's
rather
fucking
go
weird.
your whole life not eating anything with tomatoes and live longer, 5 years longer, or live 5 years shorter and eat tomatoes the rest
Well,
of
I
your
don't
life?
think tomatoes are that big of a deal, but
No, but I mean, what
Are you
about
fucking
what
kidding me,
like,
Colucci?
so you're saying tomatoes, so that would include ketchup, right?
Yes.
and pizza.
Ketchup, pizza, pasta with sauce.
Yeah, fuck no.
Meatballs.
Knock
No,
that
knock
5
the
years
5
off
years.
my life.
Well, also,
Well, what would you do? Because you're
I
at
eat,
least
I
like.
eat about 1 BLT per day. That's how I average it out, dude. So like,
Wait,
I would die.
Could you switch the tomato with avocado and then you're like in the clear?
Dude, not many places have the avocado.
Yeah, but
What
you're
if
gonna
they
make
did though?
Pizza
Yeah,
with
yeah.
avocado spread instead of sauce?
No,
that'd be
avocados would
good.
not be it. Well, kinda. I mean, that's
No, I
avocado
couldn't-
toast, kinda.
I'm just thinking about all the things that incorporate tomato as a base in their food.
No,
Let's
I-
say you
I
lived.
couldn't-
Because
Okay.
I don't even like tomato that much, but I do like I like ketchup.
Yeah.
So like if it can't like I don't usually put tomato on a sandwich. Let's put it that way.
You could
But,
do beet ketchup.
Yeah. Well, I hate ketchup, so I'm not even gonna comment on this. But
All right. You
Fuck
live.
outta
You
here,
can live till
Fuck
you can
ketchup.
live till 70 years old and not eat tomatoes for the rest of your life, or you can live to 76 years old and you have to give up tomatoes for the rest of your life.
no, you reversed it.
Sorry, I
Reversed
fucked that
it.
up completely. All right, cut that out.
First of all, you're already cutting it short at 70, dude. By the time we get older, hopefully things will progress. We
all
can
right,
live
okay,
longer
okay.
than
70. You can live till.
how about 80?
80, 75.
80
No, that's
80
too
with-
many years.
80
of
with
life.
tomatoes.
That's too many years.
Too many years.
Yeah, yeah. You 70 years old is when you go and you you get to eat tomatoes your whole fucking life, as much fucking goddamn pizza as you want. Or you live to 76 and you never eat a tomato for the rest of your life.
I mean,
How? Give me, dude, because I can't give up pizza. I can't.
yeah.
I can
Like
eat
I'm saying,
white pizza.
Is there
but
any
like,
replicants though? Like what could
white
be?
pizza.
You can,
they just
yeah,
do
white
pizza
pizza.
without sauce.
I
mean,
get
that's
like
white pizza.
I sometimes
love
like
white pizza.
barbecue chicken pizza. They use barbecue sauce
Yeah,
as the
yeah,
base.
yeah.
or,
typically
like,
get margarita white pizza though.
Margarita is the
That's
whole
nothing
fucking,
wrong with that.
But what do you mean?
There's
The
no-
whole thing is the sliced tomato.
That's my point. So I don't think I'd be able to give it up.
No.
I think 70. I think 76 is like, boy, that's a tough age. 76.
Yeah, but it might not be a tough age by the time we're 76.
like with medical
I'm
science. and
24
shit.
and I need a fucking cortisone shot in my neck right now, dude. If I'm 76 years old, I can just like look in the mirror and see the Grim Reaper. Like, I don't know.
Josh, you're gonna live till you're 100. All right. We're all gonna live till we're 100.
Imagine if I lived till
hopefully.
I was 1,000.
That's too much. I'm out.
Would you rather live to be 1,000 and watch all your friends and family die 10 times over,
Jesus.
or live
got
till
dark.
you're 65,
65.
69.
69?
65. 69. Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up when you think about it. Imagine if you were immortal. That would.
That would suck.
It's like wild because we're so afraid, you know what I mean, of death, like most living things, I think. But if you're aware that you're alive, but dude, think about that. If you actually were immortal, you would literally have to watch every single person you ever loved would die in front of you
Over
at
and
some
over
point.
again.
over and
Yeah.
over again,
Yeah.
never ending.
Fucking
That would be
out.
torture.
Yeah, a
dude.
weekend of. I mean, just a life of.
Nothing would be meaningful.
Yeah.
Life would be completely meaningless if that was the case.
You could also just like jump off a building and like, there's no fear.
Yeah,
There's no fear.
yeah. At that, I mean, you would just try to kill yourself at that point.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm out on that.
It's kind of wild though when you think about it. Why would humans be searching so much for something like that when it's so obviously a curse?
I'd love to live to like a good 80 or 90. Let's just leave it at that.
Let's get off death, boys. Let's get off death. Let's get off death. The match should be fun. Should be fun.
The match.
Anybody got any other golf news?
Yeah, Scotty Scheffler, he finished runner-up in the Charles Schwab Challenge, and he stood his let's see what it is. His sister-in-law was getting married the same day. And so after he finished the tournament, he literally got in the car and drove 75 miles and made his sister-in-law's wedding ceremony.
It's a family man. It's a good man.
And this only happened because he got knocked out so quick on the elimination round.
Oh, so he lost.
He lost. Yeah, he was runner. He was runner-up.
runner-up,
Yeah, they went
runner-up,
into like
runner-up.
sudden
I'm an
death.
idiot.
But he lost on the first hole. So if they had gone like 2 more holes, he would have missed the ceremony.
You think he threw it intentionally?
No, I don't. Well, I don't know. He's still number 1 in the world. So
I don't know. That would be. What if he did throw? He's like, I got a fucking wedding, dude. I can't do this. I'm out.
and then another piece of little golf news is that again, the Charles Schwab challenge, and we've kind of talked about this in previous podcasts, like missing missing a putt on 18 to win is like a costly endeavor, $1 million, whatever. It happened at the Masters. It happened at the PGA Championship, I think. But Harold Varner III, not a name that I typically hear a lot.
Nope.
He in the last round, he was the leader. He dropped 10 shots over 7 holes. And,
How?
And that's over $1 million loss. So on hole 12, he was waiting for his partner, Scott Stallings, had hit like a TV tower. It's kind of like a Happy Gilmore thing. He hit a TV tower, and they were trying to figure out the ruling as to where his ball, like where he plays his ball from. And apparently that was like a lengthy, like that gap was lengthy. And he ended up going on to 4-putt and triple bogey the 12th hole, which is the hole he had to wait on. Mind you, he 4-putted from 19 feet out too. So this was pretty hard, hard hitting. Then on 13, he double bogeyed 13, and then he triple bogeyed 14. So that was literally those 3 holes cost him the lead. He ended up finishing like 27th. He tied for 27th.
What a collapse! Was he in the lead?
He was in the lead.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, so that I didn't watch this, but like that was like news headlines all over my Apple News and Facebook News this morning.
I mean, dude, that
crazy.
reminds me of the Celtics. Like when you're a young team or a young player, and you just you get to that chip, like experience pays, man.
Yeah.
Like feeling like you've been there before. Like when Tiger does it, you never think that Tiger Woods on the 18th hole of a big tournament when he's on the verge of winning. Nobody ever thinks on the last hole he's going to 4-putt and lose his lead, No,
he doesn't. He doesn't do that. That's like going back to the Celtics, like you said, like they've been that combo of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have been to Jaylen Brown's played in 4 conference titles. Jason Tatum's played in 3. And they lost every single time.
Yeah.
So like they've been just getting they know the pain. They know the pain. And that's why last night it was like that's why they were so happy after.
I mean, this is this is an opinion. I think this is Horford's last chance. So.
Oh, it is. Al Horford had the record going most playoff games without an NBA Finals appearance. Yeah. He had like 141 playoff games, never went to the finals. But that's over now. But let's those some good articles. Well, I can't believe that guy fucking blew that lead.
On one last note, though, he was such a good sport about it. He still hung around and like signed autographs and stuff.
Oh, that's a good guy.
Round.
Yeah. I like this guy. What's his name?
Harold Varner III.
All right, I'm gonna start following him because he sounds like a really cool guy.
31 years old. Yep.
Any player after blowing that, anyone could have just walked off the course, got in their car, fucking dipped, and never even thought about it again. But to stick around like that, hang around with the fans, that's what it's all about.
We're seeing some real humble golfers lately.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Much appreciated.
Let's move in. What are we watching, boys? I know we haven't done it in a couple weeks, and some great stuff has come out. And I'm going to kick this one off because it's kind of part of my weekend. I binge watched all of Stranger Things in one sitting. It was like 8+ hours of content. I got home. I was so excited. And I threw my entire Saturday away, watched the whole fucking thing.
I think that's fucking admirable that you watched all of that in one sitting.
One sitting. I've been waiting 3+ years for this, and it finally came, and I was so excited. And then when I finished it, I was like, fuck. I can't believe I just did that. Like, now I have to wait till July for the final 2 episodes. But it was so good. I'm not going to spoil anything because it just came out. Please watch it.
Wait, what'd you say? You're going to have to wait till July for the final?
It's not the full season. It's volume 1 of season 4.
You're kidding me.
Volume 2 is just 2 episodes. They come out on July 1st.
Yep.
Yeah. And they're both like movies. One's an hour and a half, one's 2.5 hours.
Even the episodes in this first release have been almost movies.
They
the
have,
first episode was like an hour and a half long. The one I watched last night was an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I think if they were any shorter, I would be crushing through them. But like by the time I put it on, it's like 8 o'clock, and you know me, I'm an old man, so I go to bed at like 9:30. So like I can't get through more than one episode.
No, I like how they made them like this because there's so many different. Again, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there's so many different things happening that they needed these longer episodes to not rush anything, and I'm totally okay with that. Like again, you know how upset I am about the Game of Thrones thing. They rush, like people rushing shows. I love the show. I want as much as I can. I can't stand that people are complaining about the length of the episodes. Like, get fucked. Like, it's so good. watch the show.
It is really good. I thought I actually was going into watching this new season thinking I wasn't going to like it. Like it was just going to be totally blown out of the water like crazy. But it's been very good.
Yeah, I was blown away. I was so excited. They put $30 million into each episode. So that just goes to show you how awesome it is.
What do you got, Will?
So I mentioned it on the last podcast very briefly, but Somebody Feed Phil season 5 came out.
How was it?
I haven't watched all of it yet because I'm trying to like not burn through every single episode, even though I'll rewatch it probably like 10 more times. But it's fantastic. It won a bunch of awards too, so it's absolutely fantastic. The first episode is Oaxaca, it's Mexico. The second episode is Helsinki. The third episode is Maine, just good old Maine. And so anytime there's an episode that happens like that's like a domestic episode, so it happens in the country, I always like they always end up being my favorite episodes because it's like an achievable thing that I can go and like visit if I want to. Mm-hmm. So like I said, third episode was Maine, my favorite episode so far. And because of that episode, Marissa and I watched it together, and then I watched it again with my parents over the weekend. We all now are going to go to Maine at the end of the summer.
Awesome. What was the food in Maine? Was it lobster rolls?
There was a lot of lobster roll stuff, but they did one section of the episode about this Palace Diner in Biddeford, Maine. It's been open since 1927. It's in Biddeford's like a very heavy mill village, almost like, Cumberland and North Providence in this area. So there's like a 9-seat diner called the Palace Diner in Biddeford, Maine, and it is cranking. It only has like 5 items on the menu, but it's like
I love that.
The best of the best diner food. And literally, I know my girlfriend Marissa, we literally want to go just to go visit that diner. My parents love Maine as it is, but watching that has now solidified our end of summer trip.
That's really cool.
Josh, got anything?
Well, I watched the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan on Saturday. Obi-Wan was kind of whack. Really big disappointment. I don't know.
Only 2 episodes so far.
No,
Josh is upset about this.
It's just silence. Like, you just get tired. Like, get John Favreau to make everything, dude. He's the fucking only guy over there that seems to like get what the people want. I mean, it's just like the story was all over the place. The characters they chose were garbage. The way they portrayed Obi-Wan was bad. Like, and by bad, they made him into being pathetic and like, oh god, it was so hard to watch. It was boring too. The whole thing, no action.
I fell asleep.
The villains were garbage. I don't know, but,
it could still be saved. It could still.
The only way that it gets saved is honestly Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's gonna
Let's be straight up.
They've been teasing the shit out of it, of the Darth Vader stuff. So like,
I mean, one really really good episode that doesn't include fucking Leia or any of that bullshit. Like, that could do it, I guess. Darth, save us, Darth Vader.
And Josh convinced Will to watch Winning Time. Will's watching Winning Time now.
Yeah, not a big basketball guy, so it wasn't going to be first on my list to watch, but I told my mom about it on Saturday, and she was actually into it. And my dad's a massive basketball fan, so it wasn't a hard sell for him. And we watched the first episode on Saturday night, and it's everything. It's lived up to every expectation that Josh set forth. So I've now convinced my girlfriend to watch it, so I haven't picked it back up yet. So we're going to start from episode 1 again, since I've only seen 1 episode, but it's phenomenal. It is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Another one is we're all Jackass fans here, and Jackass 4.5 came out, and I'm honestly sitting here, and I think Jackass 4.5 might have been better than Jackass 4.
I think it was.
I think it was too, and I actually have a good question for you guys. Out of all the new flesh that they brought in for 4 and 4.5, did you guys have any favorites? Poopies. That's the right answer.
Poopies is so fucking funny.
Poopies is just like so lovable and like dumb, and like he reminds me of like a Brandon Novak from the Viva La Bam days.
Yep.
I don't know. They didn't really do it for me.
Who?
None of them.
Poopies?
None of the new people?
Poopy's okay, but like,
boo.
honestly, I think Poopies was the best of them, but I don't know. None of them are really that crazy. Like, I just think the bar was set too high. Like, I don't think anybody's ever going to be able to do the kind of shit. Like, what fucking, you want to know the truth? The hero of that movie.
I have a guess what you're going to say.
I know you already know who I'm going to say because you already talked about it. But who do you think I think the hero of that movie was?
I mean, I don't want to be because I know like you love Steve-O, so like
I do.
I
No,
don't
it's not
I don't
Steve-
think
it's
it's gonna
not
be
S-
Steve-O.
It's not Steve.
It was Danger Aaron.
Yeah.
I was honestly gonna say Danger Aaron was still doing all the dumb shit he did
Bro,
back when he was younger.
He took a
To
pogo
the
stick
max.
to his nuts.
Oh.
and a punch and a softball.
Like
And a
he
bowling
had-
ball.
and a bowling
Like,
ball.
When the bear came in to the room with him,
Oh my
that was my
God.
favorite part about the whole movie. So actually, funny enough, I think my favorite guy out of all the new guys actually was it Dark Shadow?
Dark Shark.
Dark Shark. Yeah.
Dark
The
Shark
guy who
was my
scared the
favorite.
planes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jasper's
The
dad.
plane
Yeah.
Jasper's
thing was
dad.
hilarious, dude.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
And that guy was like, yeah, he.
What if he had like a heart attack or something? Like
I don't know. I thought he was close. I'm not gonna lie.
He was like crying. It was fucked up.
Yeah,
It
it was
so
actually
funny.
so funny though, dude. Like, I hate to say it, but
I like when they did the spider thing and he's literally like gripping onto, I think Danger Aaron was in it. He's like
Yeah.
gripping onto him and like not letting him
yeah,
go.
dude, he was just authentic. That's why, like, the other guys, sometimes I feel like they were trying too hard. Like, I felt like, like, I don't know, they're okay. It's not that they're bad. It's just like it's tough.
The bar, you're exactly right. The bar is set so high because what those guys did, the original Jackass crew, is so untouchable.
They also invented that shit. Like these
Yeah.
guys are like repeating a lot of the same, like this fish, like the sushi,
sushi sweat cocktail thing.
yeah. Like I'm not gonna lie,
I had
like
to skip through that.
that was funny. I thought that was good, but like them doing it was the other guys had already done it. They were
it was sweat cocktail,
which was
to the
way
max.
worse.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it was infinitely worse. Honestly, sweat is salty,
Ugh.
so like a little bit of salt on the fish is like bad, but like
I
not
honestly-
that bad. When you have to drink another human's sweat, that's when it's fucking gross.
Having a puke. At
I
this
literally
table.
don't want to think about this right now. It's disgusting.
Yeah, but those I love in the 0.5 movies when they do like the cast interviews and like the behind the scenes that stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's just incredible.
And I also thought it was fun to learn that like the crew and everyone involved, like every time they shot a Jackass movie, they thought it was going to be the last one.
yeah,
Yeah, that is wild.
And here we are, like literally 20 something years later.
yeah, those guys are kings. They created the viral video.
Oh,
in,
yeah.
in my opinion, like viral videos, like it goes back to them.
It's so tough, but like when you think about all this majorly successful people out there in the world, most of them they just got lucky enough that they picked one thing right in the beginning and just stuck with it for 20 years. And then they just made it. Or it's even 10 years. Like when you think about it, Jackass has been going on for so long, but even before that was Nitro Circus, Bam Margera, Viva La Bam, like all that shit. And then even before that they were all doing, they
There was
were
like Wild
entertaining.
Boys too, you know.
Wild
That was-
Boys, like they've been doing this for so long, and if you just do something for that long, committed to it, and that's what you do, that's what you're going to do in your life, you can get so successful if you just stay consistent.
Where can you watch Nitro Circus? I've always wanted to go back and watch
Probably
it.
like MTV2 if you have that.
Yeah.
If you have
don't
cable,
know.
like basic cable.
Or like, is it on Paramount Plus or
For a
something?
while, it was on Netflix. They put up Nitro Circus, the movie.
what
Yeah,
I
but
want
I want the show.
The movie sucked. The show was
Oh,
great.
I disagree with that.
Well, okay, it didn't suck. Actually, you're right. I'm sorry. That was brash.
Wow, getting vocabulary with me, dude.
Yeah.
Not to digress even further, but also what I would like to know if anyone in the comments or who's listening could let me know where I can watch Robin Big and Fantasy Factory
Oh,
right now. That
seriously?
would also be great. Thank you.
Seriously, like, why is there not a platform that's putting all those shows back on, dude? It's so crazy.
They had Fantasy Factory on, again, don't want to digress too much, but they had Fantasy Factory on one of them for a while.
On
But
like
only
the
one-
streaming service?
Netflix.
Was it
on
Netflix?
Yep.
I swear it was on Paramount Plus too, but I could be
Well,
wrong.
I think Paramount owns MTV, but I don't.
You know what sucks? This is pathetic. I still haven't seen the Halo series.
Dude, the second I saw like some clips from it, I was like, I don't want any interest in this. I had no
Really?
interest in it. Yeah, apparently, dude, that show was getting so hyped up, it got killed in reviews. And then when I found out that they didn't use the video game as any backstory, they just threw the video game out and made their own show. I was like, what the fuck do you mean you threw the video game out? Like,
Someday I'm gonna make my own Halo show.
and your own suit. Josh has been preaching since a kid he's gonna make a Halo suit, a Master Chief suit, and I'd love to see him do it.
I'm going. I mean, dude, wouldn't you want to have a Master Chief suit?
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Save the world. I mean,
I've got no opinion, just mainly because I don't really play video games. But
you don't even know who the fuck
bitch.
we're talking about.
I know who the fuck you're talking. I played Halo 2.
Stick
like,
to your
in
Yahtzee.
2009.
Stick to your
Yeah,
Yahtzee.
get the fuck back to playing Yahtzee,
Go,
old man.
go fucking code some bullshit, Colucci.
I'll code the next Halo game, dude.
Code a car out of here.
That's
Colucci's gonna build that thing in Westworld where they code.
that show dropped off too, man. What happened to that? That first season of Westworld
Dude,
was so
it
fucking
went
good.
all
dude.
over. You know, I was thinking about it when I was in Disney. I started talking more and more about it, and I realized like the experiences they're doing is so immersive. They're turning into Westworld. Like Disney is slowly turning into a G version of Westworld. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like slowly thinking about maybe just like if I could, if at any point in my time I have like a good chunk of money, like a couple $1 million, if that ever were to happen, I think I'd just build my own Westworld and see if it took, you know?
See, what I heard about Westworld is that show makes no fucking sense. And then so to piggyback off of that, Phil has one of the main actors on Westworld as a special guest on the Helsinki episode in Finland. And Phil literally sits him down and asks him, did you have any idea what you were doing on Westworld at any point? And he was like, no, I have no idea.
Yeah, that show's wild as shit. Like, but it's so cool and interesting.
But
and
like, take all the second and third season and all whatever they're at this point. Just the simple concept of immersive experiences. Like, if I was to put together like a world that was like actually Western, I built a town or bought an abandoned Western town somewhere and hired a bunch of actors to play it, like I could literally give you the experience of Westworld.
Yeah.
Like, forget the robot aspect of it. Just doing the immersive experience would be insane. You going into a town and you get to be a fucking cowboy for a week, like, and you're riding horses and you're learning that shit, and like the sheriff comes by and gives you a hard time.
Yeah, but I know what you mean by the immersive experience stuff, because freaking my uncle said the same thing about Disney World Star Wars. Like, he was like, I couldn't believe, like, I went in there and like they gave me a job and I was like working on the ship, and I was like, yeah, I mean, that's the experience. That's like,
Well, that's what I'm saying is like
Yeah.
back in the day, I mean, it's like if you wanted the authentic experience, like it was kind of a fucked up world, but it doesn't have to be like that, you know?
No.
Like none of all the bullshit that they did back then, you can just pull the good parts out.
Yeah, it could be cool. That's gonna wrap up. We kind of digressed there on the what are we watching.
It's been a few weeks, you know. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's the one thing we love so much. Is like we all watch different shows and movies and stuff. We just love talking about it. We talk about it in the office all the fucking time.
It's hard to like keep our mouths shut and save for the podcast.
I know it's tough. I could go on. If we had done this a week out, I would have gone in depth about Stranger Things, but like I don't want to spoil anything because I mean it just came out and nobody's a freak like me and watched all 8 episodes in one sitting. So guys, anybody got any tales from the golf course or anything like that?
I have one, and it's not anything crazy.
I don't really have a crazy one right now either.
I mean, this tale from the golf course is almost kind of like at the same time like an LD from the tee complaint. And
all right, let's hear it.
so you know how my dad's a ranger
Yeah.
at a golf club in Connecticut now, and so last week he was doing all the tee stuff. He does the tee stuff for a few hours every morning. He said there was a group of like 4 to 18 to 20-year-olds that showed up on the tee, and he like automatically had a bad feeling about them. So he watches them hit. They all shank balls into the woods. They hit like 2 off the tee, you know, dribbling them out 20 yards. Instead of playing their balls, they just drove up the cart path to the fairway to the next hole. Like they just teed off and left. And my dad's like, this is like not good. So he still has to do his starter thing all morning. So he doesn't do the ranger stuff until the afternoon. And come to find out a few hours later that someone had called the clubhouse because this group of kids decided to drive onto the green in their carts.
Oh.
And they ran directly over the flag stick on one of the holes and snapped the flag stick.
What the fuck?
And
Were they drunk?
yeah, they must have been drinking. And like I'm all for like having fun on the golf course, but like let's be respectful of the golf course, people. And it also, what makes no sense about this story is that where they chose to do it is where 3 or 4 holes converge, like 2 tee boxes and 2 greens. So you have at any point like 15 to 20 people watching you do this. So again, it's like not really a tale. It's just like
Driving
I
a
get
golf
we're out there
cart?
to have fun, but like I don't think people realize that one, greens cost like $50,000 to $100,000 to
Yeah.
put in and maintain.
Yeah.
and luckily there was no damage done to the green.
The greens at Kirkbride are about $1 million a green.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous. They're expensive, and they're luckily they just replaced the flagstick, and that was that. But the cops ended up getting called actually, and now these kids are blackballed from they're not allowed back at the course. So
I mean, dude, driving a golf cart in a green, I don't I'm all for like growing the game and making the game younger, but that's fucking ridiculous.
The fucking complaint says they literally just drove full speed straight onto the green and ran over the flagstick and thought it was hilarious.
Oh, I see. So it was more.
They were trying to
it was intentional.
They were being destructive. That sucks. What a dicks.
So not a great story, not like a huge positive laughing matter, but I thought it was good to share because there's not a lot of people that know about how much it costs to upkeep and maintain, especially a green, let alone a golf course in general. So
yeah, I mean we are good friends with the head pro over at New England Country Club, and he went into the ins and outs of how they make the course look so nice, and it's like a freaking it's a year-round 365-day job, dude. What they do is incredible to make those courses look so nice, and it's to have punks like that driving shit over the greens. That's fucked up.
Yeah. And those guys work crazy hours too.
I remember I heard a story about some kids driving dirt bikes on a golf course, and that would rip up the entire golf course. And that, I can't imagine how they even fix that stuff. But that's kind of in the same vein.
Yeah. So that's.
But it would be fun to drive a dirt bike on a golf course. The elevation.
That one was more just you're just it's sad that you would do something like that. The dirt bikes on the golf course would be a fucking experience,
yeah. As somebody who used to ride dirt bikes, thinking about going over those elevations would be so sick. But I would never do that because I would ruin an entire course.
Some guy got permission to do that on a golf course, and he made a YouTube video about it.
Yeah, I mean, but he got special permission for that, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my tale.
And then you had a Ranger Rick scenario, right? But it was golfers acting like Ranger Ricks. It was the people complaining about the music.
Oh yeah, I played at again. I played in Rhode Island on Thursday, and I'm just getting ready to tee off, and I hear older gentleman complaining to the Rangers about music on the golf course, and I immediately texted you guys because it's a topic of conversation we've had several times, podcast and outside of the podcast. So. Yeah, it was just kind of ironic to hear that shortly after we've talked about it and kind of pose the question to our community.
Yeah, I mean maybe the speakers. I think there's definitely a level of how loud you're supposed to be playing music on the golf course. But so I don't know what these kids were or guys or people were doing when they were playing their music and got the guy to complain. But it was probably pretty fucking loud.
They were complaining that they were it's where a tee and a green converge, and the people that were teeing off had the music on, and the people that were putting on the green next to the tee was the guy that was complaining.
That's a tough one. I mean, you could always lower it. I mean, I think that's just common sense. Maybe people just got to be a little smarter.
I'm kind of at the point where now we're I just think that's kind of bullshit. Why you would have to be quiet in an outdoor sport. I don't think you need. I think a lot of people fucking use that shit as excuses. I can't concentrate because you've got the music on.
Yeah, and this was a men's league tournament too.
To each his own. I get that. Maybe you want to play quiet, but then go join a country club and have there be 10 people out there on the course all day.
Yeah.
If I'm at a pub, you know what I mean. I'm golfing. Everybody plays their own game. You got at the same time as somebody playing music should be respectful of somebody else. You have to be respectful of the fact that they want to play fucking music when they've golf.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's kind of like a double standard.
It's a double standard.
It's I want to play a certain way, so you can't play your way.
A little bit of courtesy goes a long way,
I think it comes down to just moderation, like a lot of things do. I mean, it's not that hard to realize that you're next to a group of other golfers that aren't playing music. And in the grand scheme of things, it's not hard to press pause on your phone and stop playing the music for 2 minutes and then letting them.
I think there's a lot of old fucking men out there that, that just used to play golf in one of the scally caps and the fucking leather pants and shit. And they all want it to be dead silent. They want to hear nature and shit. Well, newsflash, music is dope. And listening to it on a golf course is even doper. So fuck you.
Relax. Let's move into some behind the scenes at OMADA Golf. Memorial Day, quiet day in the office today. We're hitting that summertime where weather's getting really nice and we're all really excited. We're getting out there a lot more. We Nicky Shanks brought us to the course that he works at, and it was super fun. We were able to play there, and I like playing new courses, so that was cool. But it was a little scary. There was a lot of houses and stuff, and like I'm not that confident in my game just yet. I'm getting there, but I was really scared to hit the houses and stuff. But
I don't think any of us hit a house. Though.
No, not even
So
after all that.
Yeah, it certainly was stepping up to that first tee and like seeing a massive amount, just houses lining like not even 10 yards off the fairway.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely played out of a couple people's backyards, but I didn't hit a house, so I'm okay with that.
But also I learned that and Nikki, again, shout out Nikki, thanks for taking us out there. That course pays for any of the damages to the house.
Good.
So
I mean,
that's how it's set up there.
That's probably a given. That's a given. Anyone else got anything else for behind the scenes over here at OMADA?
Well, I mean, behind the scenes,
I think we're going to try to break that world record this week or maybe next week.
I think it's next week, yeah.
I think it's all planned out. We're going to try to do it. It's going to be super fun. But
I mean, fuck. I hope I'm not injured for that.
it's time to rest up, boy.
Yeah, dead ass. I mean,
you should just go to fucking physical therapy, Josh.
I am on Wednesday.
Oh, you are?
It wouldn't take me, dude. They
Yeah, he was got a whole thing.
Yeah, that
about
wasn't even
this.
like a jokingly thing. I was like,
I
that
know.
wouldn't hurt to like go for a few weeks,
Trust me, I want to go for a lot longer than a few weeks. At this point, it's going to be like I need months of recovery.
You should just get a steel plate, just mount it up back there, and just like
I should just wear that
keep
neck
stable.
brace around everywhere I go at all times.
become the bubble boy. Just
Yeah.
stay in the bubble.
But I mean, behind the scenes, like, dude, I mean, there's so much going on with influencers right now, and so much content being pushed out. Really punching out some good ads. In addition, we're bringing on, honestly, like, and if we can ever use this, I'm curious if anybody was to see this, what product would you want us to come out with next?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anybody at OMADA, I would love to get some feedback of like whether or not people would like to see an OMADA golf bag, a rangefinder, an OMADA golf ball. Like, what would be like the next thing that people would want to see? Because I'll tell you what, we're in a big product development phase. We're trying to bring more shit to people and, build a brand and scale the brand and, create more content and whatnot. And so, some feedback would be great on that. But other than that,
literally DM us, go to our website, fill out a contact form, email us, whatever. Just, we're responsive. We talk to you guys, our community, on a daily basis on any platform. You could literally call us.
I was at the family cookout on the Cape, just like ripping emails, like when people would ask me stuff, and it's so easy. It's on my phone, I'm always here. We're all always here. Hit us up on Instagram, email us, just like Will said. Like, we're very responsive, and we would and like Josh said, I'm curious to know too. Like, what is that product that you would love to see us come out with? Because we're open to anything.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for episode 8 of T-Box Talk. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you to all our service members. And fuck Yahtzee. Right, boys?
I'm leaving this podcast. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.